from group 323, and my topic is properties of fluid in motion, and second topic is rheology of blood. There are two different types of fluid, Newtonian and non-Newtonian. Newtonian fluids are what you may be most familiar with, for example water, oil, and all are Newtonian fluids. These are fluid whose viscosity remain constant as force applied changes. Now measure how easily a fluid moves. So when we say that fluids had high viscosity, this means fluid will move slower. And for a low viscosity, this means fluid will move faster. Water, the stuff we need to survive, and chocolate syrup, the stuff that grate on pancake, ice cake, you name it. You might already have a pretty good guess as to which has a high viscosity, but let's take a look. As you can see that water flow a lot faster than syrup, so their water is a liquid with a lower viscosity. So for Newtonian fluids, changing the force you apply to fluids such as gently stepping it or hitting it will not change its viscosity. Non-Newtonian fluid on other hand have viscosities that can changes. Like earlier it behaved differently, and when you apply a lot of force, you apply little bit of force. This is a Newtonian the dilated fluid whose viscosity increases with force. This fluid here known as oblique is a suspension of starch in water. A suspension is a mixture of solid and liquid. In case a corn starch is going to be a solid and water is going to be a liquid. For corn starch is a large blocky molecule which will symbolize with rectangles in our picture, and on other hand water is smaller, have small molecules, and visualize it as these circles. When we combine these two, we get a suspension. Each corn such molecule surrounded by water molecule. As you can see, water molecule has a lot of smaller than corn. So this is what it looks like. In the event of a weak force, only a little bit of force is applied by pressing on a corn starch with a hand. The corn molecules are able to slide each other because the water between them act as balls at it has, then they can roll over. But during a strong force, when I apply a lot of force, the water molecule are pushed out in between corn starch molecule and creates an area that is almost entirely for a suspension. And for a non-neutral ratio of cornstarch molecule to water molecule need to be at certain range. If there are too many water molecules, then the suspension would behave as a liquid. If there are too many cornstarch molecules, then the suspension behave as like solid, because there is not enough water molecules for the cornstarch, and they will slide each other, and majority of cornstarch molecule behave as a solid. Hitting with the hand is practice same hitting with a hard thing. And there is another type is called pseudoplastic. Viscosity, in this viscosity decreases force applied. Unfortunately, there is not yet understood how the pseudo liquid fluid behave as the way do. For example, pseudoplastic fluid is very common is ketchup. Yeah, this actually a pseudoplastic liquid. Here's how a ketchup is able to retain it from spreading out, unlike other common liquids. You can see here how a ketchup is being tipped over and coming out. When we add a force, as it hitting hard, the viscosity of ketchup decreases as it slip out of the bottle onto our dish plate. How to make oblique? You need a bowls, some corn starch, water, and something to mix everything. You need a spoon and a measuring cup. We have to take 3/4 cup of and a quarter cup of water and a 4/4 cup of cornstarch. Try not to get any of your clothes, but if you do, yeah. Once you're done with mixing thoroughly, to pick up with your bare hand. So you can see here it is not easily. Yeah, it is now not a liquid or a solid, pretty nearly in between. So this is an example of an oblique. And my next topic is rheology of blood. Blood is not a homogeneous fluid but consists of suspension of cell and platelets in a fluid solution called plasma with blood equal proportion of each. Most of the volume of the cellular component is composed of red blood cell or erythrocytes, and the erythrocytes are therefore far most important component of the cellular material with respect to the rheological properties of blood. The percentage of blood occupied by red cells is called hematocrit, and a typical. Thank you.